What's up, YouTube? For tonight, I have a full Pseudo legendary team. Okay, give me something freaking original in the comment section below. If you give me something original, there's a very high chance that I will see it and you'll get your theme team picked or very high rated by everyone in the comment section. So go, leave a comment. If you do enjoy this series, drop a like on there too. Okay, this one is for Patreon. If you would like to do me to do a theme team for you, check it out. I do once-off ones as well. If you're not up for that whole monthly thing. Anyway, let's get to the battle. This was some Pokemon that I didn't use for freaking ages and ages, and I wanted to give it a go. It was a really long battle, but it was really top quality too. So we have a Rotom here, a Rotom Wash. It actually Volt Switches me there. I just went into Goodra to sponge the attack. Now I'm running a Choice Banded Goodra here for a bit of fun. Now I'm very, very scared of Latios because that's going to hit me extremely hard. Even with its massive special defense, I'm actually running a physical set, as I mentioned before. So I'm not going to be taking those attacks as well as I would with a more tankier Goodra set. Okay, so we got Mega Latios Joy. This thing is going to hit even harder. This is a special defensive Metagross. I'm running a Rest Sleep Talker. What have I got? Power Up Punch and Meteor Mash. So I've got some ways of boosting my attack, and I'm very, very bulky. And just this natural bulk and defense makes it a pretty viable set here. Now I was thinking, well, not sure what it has to actually hit me there. It could have Shadow Ball, but I went for a Power Up Punch regardless because I didn't think it actually would have that. I took a risk. Anyway, Talonflame is going to come in here. I've never seen that Pokemon before. Now I'm going to go for a Power Up Punch there, boosting my attack. I actually get a critical hit there, which is quite funny. Now I've got +1, but I'm worried about any sort of fire move at all. Even with my nice defense, it well could be running a Choice Band, just the normal Choice Band set. So I'm not liking that at all. Now I'm going to swap into my Salamence. This is a special Salamence. This is actually a bulky defensive Salamence with Intimidate. Now you notice it's obviously in Japanese, but I've actually got the move Wish on it. So that was a critical hit too. After I was like, damn, that did a lot in the battle. And then it was a crit. But yeah, I've got lefties on this too. I've got a Wish, Protect, Toxic, and I've got Dragon Claw. It can work with Dragon Tail too, but I couldn't really utilize that as well because I didn't have Stealth Rocks on the field. I could have done that easily with my Metagross, but I just wanted to do something else. Anyways, Slowbro is going to come out. So I've already seen there's a Mega Latios here. There's nothing I can really do to this thing, but I was like, has it got Ice Beam or not? I'm going to take the risk here and go for the Toxic because I may not get another chance to go for Toxic against this thing once I reveal it against something else. So a Toxic Slowbro, that's really, really good because this thing's a damn pain in the ass. It has Calm Mind, so I thought it might try that Calm Mind BS on the switch there. So that's really good. It can Calm Mind and boost its stats to the hills and swap out and stuff, but it's still going to be poisoned at the end of the day, so that's going to be how I'm going to wear it down. Well, that's what I was thinking at this point in time. Now, I was worried about, as I said, I'm worried about an Ice Beam at this point, so I thought, let's go for Protect here anyway. Let's get some damage off on this Slowbro. Let's start racking this Toxic up. Might be able to cause a swap for them so they can get their Regenerator boost and that sort of thing. Why would you not run Regenerator? Anyways, that Toxic racking up nicely. Went for the Skull, which is interesting there. So I'm quite happy with that because even if I got burned, that's cool. The weakness obviously with this Salamence set is Stealth Rock and Toxic and that sort of thing, but it works very nicely. Okay, so we have a Zapdos coming in here. Dragon Claw pretty much does nothing there, but that's to be expected because I'm not running any attack EVs in this at all. It is max health, max defense with Intimidate, and it works very nicely. Okay, this is at a event too, so you can't get this normally on your Salamence if you're wondering. You can only get it Japanese too. So I have to swap out here into my Metagross again, expecting like any type of special move here. It Volt Switches and it does a little bit to me, but it probably should have done more than that if it was a more offensive Zapdos, so I'm not really sure. It could be bulky. They had a lot of bulky Pokemon on this team, and like a couple of really powerful frail pokes too, like the Talonflame, of course. Now, once again, I'm worried about this thing, so I thought, well, Salamence can easily deal with this thing. There's nothing you can really do to it. Like, I've got Intimidate, and I'm maxing health and defense, so yeah, what is it actually going to do? Now it's going to go for Brave Bird this time. That's going to do nothing to me. I'm thinking, well, I could go for Dragon Claw here, or I could go for Toxic again. I'm wondering what they'll swap into it. Obviously, Slowbro is a good swap in, but it's already poisoned. They're just going to pretty much waste time against me, and their Slowbro is definitely going to die in a one-on-one to me easily. As soon as they get enough Calm Minds, they're pretty much going to be a range of me taking out Plus I've got Roost, sorry, not Roost, I've got Wish as well, and Protect and Dragon Claw. Anyways, I just Dragon Claw on the Switch, and never get any damage whatever swaps in. That's being the Zapdos. Get a little round of leftovers there. Now, I can see the Zapdos has recovery with leftovers as well, so I'm thinking maybe it's more of a like a defensive set, but I was a little bit worried because I'm like, why did they swap it in? They may have Hidden Power Ice. I was really worried about that because that would absolutely destroy me. So I thought, let's go into Metagross here. You know, here's my special defensive wall. And then it busts out the Heat Wave. I'm like, damn, they definitely feigned that Hidden Power Ice well. If they have it, I wasn't sure at the moment if they actually had it. I don't know. A lot of the time it runs, mostly runs Hidden Power Grass, but I just thought it strange then. That was my reasoning for swapping Metagross in. Anyways, I'm thinking here, what should I swap it? Should I go back into, you know, what should I go into now? Or they're going to predict my move. So I just actually ended up letting my Metagross die there. Unfortunately, I didn't really like losing him so early on in the game, but I needed to find out what moves this thing had. So Zapdos is got most of its health back now. And now I'm thinking, well, I've got my Goodra here, max health, max attack, Choice Banded, Outrage. Let's do that. Whatever it throws at me, it's not going to do too much damage, even if it's got Hidden Power Ice. It Volt Switches there, so that doesn't mean it didn't have it at that point, but they probably think, well, I'm not going to be able to take it out because this thing's a stellar special defensive wall. So they bring in their Slowbro. I'm going to go for Outrage, as I mentioned before. This is hitting pretty hard. Takes half health off Slowbro. That is definitely max health, max defense. It wouldn't have taken it so well. However, they could swap out, but what are they going to swap out into? So that's their Slowbro down. So that's really good. I pretty much shut that Slowbro down very early on there with a Toxic. Even if I didn't have Goodra, it was pretty much going to be useless to them. Okay, so I'm confused here, which is quite good actually, because Latios comes in. I'm like, that's really good, because that gives me the opportunity to swap out there and not be locked into Outrage and get outsped and die. So I'm thinking, let's go into Tyranitar here. You know, what's it going to do to me? I'm running an Unnerve one because I don't want Sand to mess up my team. Draco Meteor actually misses, so that's sweet. I actually went for the Choice Specs Dark Pulse here, max health. It goes for the Surf. I'm like, damn, okay, it's got Surf. That does loads to me, but I live on 59 health, and that Dark Pulse just obliterates Latios, so that's awesome. Maybe they were expecting a Pursuit there. That's why they stayed. I say that could have been the reason there, because Pursuit would have just annihilated it as well. So I really locked them into that one. Anyways, Rotom comes in, goes for that Hydro Pump. That was quite risky because I could have been able to do some heavy damage from Dark Pulse. Then again, they probably didn't have a move to take me out. That was my mindset at this point in the game. Okay, so back into Goodra. Now Goodra is pretty scary for this person. They have no checks at the moment. Their Slowbro's down. Their Zapdos, I wasn't sure what EVs they were running on it. I went for Outrage again, so bugger this. Let's go for it. This is really fun. So Outrage just heaps, but it doesn't take it out. So that is definitely defensive. It must be running max health, max defense to take that so well. So that's very bulky, bulky Slowbro and a bulky Zapdos, which is interesting. Okay, so that's most of the health back there. Thinking here what I should do after my Outrage, excuse me, actually runs out, or hoping that it runs out early, and I just miss out on the kill again. This Zapdos is probably just going to, well, it actually just roosts and continues to roost off my damage, probably waiting for me to get confused so it can attack the next turn or wait for me to hit myself. I was thinking, well, if I don't take this out and I get confused, I'm definitely going to swap out because they don't have much to check this thing. It's pretty scary. So I just miss out on the kill there again on Zapdos, which sucks. Now I was thinking, what should I go into? What can this do? Actually, I could go into Hydreigon here, or I could go back and do Salamence, but I wasn't 100% sure if I had that HBIs. So I decided to go into Hydreigon. This is a Choice Scarf Hydreigon. Now, I nearly called that Zygote. Zapdos going for the Roost there. Gets 3/4 with health back pretty much after the lefties. Now thinking, what should I do? Should I go for the Dark Pulse here? Go for that, that flinch chance and maybe take it out. That sounds pretty damn good to me. So I went for the Dark Pulse here. That's quite a bit. So Zapdos is extremely bulky on both sides. It just Volt Switches and gets the hell out of it. So I'm thinking now that it does have Hidden Power Ice, but I don't want to think that right yet. So it's shown a few of its moves, but not quite all of them. It's shown Volt Switch, but it hasn't shown Thunderbolt actually, which is strange. I'm thinking it's either got HP Ice or the Thunderbolt. Anyway, so at this point, Umbreon comes out, so I can't do anything to that. That actually goes for the Toxic against my Goodra. But that's okay, because it's all good, because I've actually got Goodra with Superpower and Choice Band, and I kept this one back, and I hadn't revealed it all the way to the end of the battle. I was like, yes, they stayed in, this is going to do shitloads of damage, and I just missed out on the kill. It was so freaking close. Not sure what EVs they were running in that, but man, that was a heartbreaker. So I thought I could take that out. Foul Play is going to do heaps to me after that defensive drop. Going to take my attack there. Gooey doesn't really matter because it's already like very slow anyway. And that Toxic's going to do enough to actually take my Goodra out very, very close to. Anyway, if I had a couple more like points in health there, I would have actually lived that. But that's down. That's Goodra down. That sucks. But Goodra did very, very good in that battle. So I'm actually losing at this point. I was feeling at this point, well, I've played pretty well, but it's just how it is. Anyway, so I'm bringing D-Knight. I'm hoping for some better luck this time. So I set up the Rain Dance here. I thought Umbreon may go for a Wish and Protect, so that's why I did it for. Instead of finishing off, I'm running a special Dragonite too. Now I've got the Rain up. I'm going to go for Hurricane on this one. Obviously I've got that 100% accuracy in the Rain. Now, I've got Thunder on this too, and I've got Draco Meteor, so it's a pretty fun set. Okay, Umbreon's down. That's out of the way. That's another stall. They had some real stolly Pokemon, those last bulky pokes. Okay, so I went for Draco Meteor this turn. I was like, this is going to do heaps. And I live on 3 health. I'm like, yes, and I fucking miss. I'm like, no. Oh, it's a... Damn, it had to be Dragonite, didn't it? So, back into Hydreigon. I don't want to take any of those moves, so it goes for T-Bolt there. I'm not sure how much I can actually do to my Hydreigon at this point in the game. I mean, it's got Volt Switch, it's got Hydro Pump, it has T-Bolt, and I wasn't sure what's other move. I was thinking it's definitely Choice for whatever it is, Choice Specs or Choice Scarf. Wasn't too sure. I just go for the Dragon Pulse there, and that is enough to take out the Zapdos. So that's great. I'm in a very strong position now in the match. I've caught my way up. So there's we got the Rotom left, and we got the Talonflame. Now the Talonflame is completely and utterly shut down by my Salamence, my physical bulky Salamence there. So I've got the Intimidator off. That's just going to completely lower its attack and pretty much render it useless against any of these other Pokemon, even if they come out. It roosts on the swap, which is nice. That's good. That's handy for them, so they get the health back, which is good. Good play on their part. But once again, they're stuck here, not being able to do any damage to my Salamence. So they have to swap, and I know that. I know they have to swap. So I'm thinking, should I go for Declaw or should I go for Toxic? Well, let's go for Toxic in case it's a weird set and it's got weird EVs in case it's bulky or something, or I just get pure unlucky for some reason. Let's go for the safe Toxic. And yeah, I was crossing my fingers. I thought, oh, I should have gone for Declaw, got some damage. What should I do? Anyway, so it lands. So it has Trick. That was its last move. I'm like, fuck. I went for a Wish there. I was going to Wish pass back to my D-Knight, be a little smartass and get its health back. But I get the Choice Scarf, so I'm locked into Wish, which sucks. So yeah, a good play by them. So we're thinking, it's not too bad because Talonflame still can't do anything to me. I could just go for Dragon Claw and finish it off. Now I'm thinking here, what should I do? I could swap one of my Pokemon in and just sacrifice them and get out of this cycle with using Wish. I thought, well, I have to swap in my Dragonite. He's only on 3 health. I got to sacrifice him. It was hard to do this because it already got such bad luck in this battle already. So D-Knight goes down, but he will be avenged. Okay, so I've got my Hydreigon, which is Choice Scarf, and they actually got rid of their own Choice Scarf, so now I know I'm going to be faster. I'm actually running Modest on my, excuse me, on my Hydreigon too, just for a little bit better damage output. Plus, with Choice Scarf, it gets like 440 something speed, so it's, in my opinion, it's a bit of a waste. So go for the Dark Pulse, go for the Scumbag, like Flinch, and I don't get it. Of course, I don't get it. And T-Bolt is their only move really to hit me there, which is cool. Don't get Power Hacks or anything like that, so that's great. I was calling that Power Hacks. Okay. So that Toxic is going to be enough to take out the Rotom Wash there. I've got 2 Pokemon left. They've still got their Talonflame left. So I was worried about their Talonflame. Well, my Hydreigon was, of course, because that Brave Bird's going to bypass my Choice Scarf. And I thought, what should I do here? Let's stay in for it and see what they're going. They actually roosted their health on a tiny little bit, expecting my swap, probably like, oh, I'll get a little bit of free health back. And I stayed and went for the Dark Pulse. I was like, oh my god, that was a risky play there by me, but it doesn't really matter because I could have gone for the attack and it would have cost them recall anyway. So they do eventually go for the attack. I stay in and thought, bugger it, let's stay in and get some recall damage on that. then it's going to be a Roost and Dragon Claw little war, and it just lived. I think it must have been 1 or 2 health that lived on after the Life Orb damage. That was so close. So as I said, Salamence is our last Pokemon. Get that Intimidate off. It's going to be hitting like a paper bag, not that it doesn't already, without the Choice Band. Now, I'm thinking, let's just go for Dragon Claw. There's no way they can continually take Dragon Claws, even with no EVs and attack. It's going to be doing a lot, and it takes a Talonflame out, and that is game. That was a marathon battle, but it was really enjoyable. Had fun with that one. Hope you guys enjoy this one. That's about it. Peace out.